Hello and welcome to my channel Happy Hours. In my last video, I discussed about the political consequences of the First World War, Paris Peace Treaty, Versailles Treaty and its provisions. I also discussed about the rise of Hitler and Nazism, and even I discussed about the German expansions which led to the Second World War. In this video, I am going to discuss about the rise and Fascism and Mussolini in Italy, where I am going to discuss about the background, causes, its features and establishment of corporate state by Mussolini, and about the policies made by Mussolini. So what are we waiting for? Let's start our topic, Fascism in Italy and rise of Mussolini. Mussolini, he was a school teacher. He was socialist. In order to spread the message of socialism, he started publication of the magazine Avanti. In the First World War, he entered in the military of Italy. In 1915, there was a London Agreement and he started fighting against the Germany and the Austria. But in Paris Peace Treaty, Italy didn't got anything. Mussolini was very disillusioned because even after the victory, he was empty-handed. Most of the colonial expansion were in the hand of England and France only, which were done by Germany. Therefore, Mussolini invited the ex-soldiers and presented the need of fascism in Italy. He started publication of newspaper Fascio. Now we have to understand what is the background of fascism. The word fascism is derived from the Italian word fascio. The meaning of fascio is the bundle of wood tied tightly, and that is the collective nationalism. Fascism is the ideology in which the means of production and distribution is controlled by the state. It presented the class of citizens ready to sacrifice for the state. It alternative economic system of capitalism and communism. It advocated the colonization and imperialization. And they said that without colonialism, domestic industry could not sustain. Next aspect is the cause of rise of fascism, under which there are many dimensions. First is the Paris Peace Conference and Italy. In London Agreement of 1915, many promises were made which were kept secret. Like Italy got promise of territorial expansion in Africa. All the German colonies will be transferred to Italy. Therefore, Italy came in alliance with the England and France. But the meeting of Big Four in Paris was highly frustrating for Italy. They were empty-handed. All the German colonies were placed under mandate system of League of Nations, due to which Italy became very frustrated and which led to the rise of aggressive nationalism. Second was the weak economic condition. During the First World War, the economic condition of Italy had deteriorated. There was a huge expenditure in war, which was around 12 billion, and property damage was also about 3 billion. Italy was not compensated by the Allies partners. Therefore, national debt had increased. Government had increased the burden of tax on people, due to which public became reactionary. The gross domestic product (GDP) had also decreased because of the declination in agricultural product and industrial production. Democratic government failed to fulfill the aspiration of people, and the government were not successful in removing the difficulties, so the people of Italy started supporting ultra-nationalism. Third is the hurted nationalism of Italy people. After the unification of Italy, the leaders of Italy had realized that in order to sustain the industrialization, there is the urgent need to have the colonies. So Italy wanted to expand towards Africa, but England and France were not in support of entry of any new European countries in Africa. But Italy invaded over Ethiopia. near Abyssinia. In the Battle of Adoba, Ethiopia defeated Italy with the support of England and France. So the nationalism of Italy was very much hurted, which led to the rise of ultra nationalist thought, and it became very dominant. Fourth was the fear of communism. Italy had huge economic crisis. There was massive expenditure and huge debt burden due to First World War. So there was fear of threat of communism. After the success of Russian Revolution, the fear of spread of communism became very much high. Many communist parties were also established in Italy. Communist Party had programmed to end the private property. Therefore, the public came in support of very powerful state. Last is the impact of Hegel. Hegel, who was born in Germany, he considered the state had ultimate sovereignty. State is the form of God. Therefore, the people should be ready to sacrifice anything for the state. So the fascist ideology got huge philosophical support from Hegel. Now I am going to discuss further about the features of fascism. First is they do not believe in democracy, and democracy was mobocracy according to them. They were the war supporter, and they always say peace is temporary. If there is no war, the nation development is hurdled, and they support establishment of corporate state. They were opposing the intellectuals, and if we remember, these are the same as Nazism. Next is the establishment of corporate state by Mussolini. Mussolini organized a meeting of fascist party at Naples. There was huge gathering in the meeting. About 50,000 cadres gathered in the meeting. Mussolini threatened the ruler at Rome to hand over powers in the hand of fascist party. Otherwise, fascists will enter in Rome. King wanted to avoid a civil war, so he invited Mussolini to become the prime minister. Now, Mussolini, by the year of 1922, was most powerful person in Italy. He established the corporate state. In late 1933, due to the increase in the global economic shutdown, in this corporation, equal representatives of owners and workers were kept. The biggest drawback of this system was that its entire system was done on the basis of totalitarian principle. The objective of this entire plan was not pacifist, but imperialistic and expansion and war. Now next is the policies of Mussolini. There are two kinds of policies. First is the Mussolini's home policies, and the second one is the Mussolini's foreign policy. I'm going to discuss both one by one. First is the Mussolini's home policy. Mussolini, after coming to power, decided to make constitutional amendment. He wanted to take absolute control of parliament. He passed a law in which it was said that if any party get majority in election, then its 2/3 members will be automatically elected. Therefore, Mussolini was in favor of making amendment in any part of constitution. He banned liberal ideas among the teachers, students and the newspaper. Only nationalist ideas were to be projected. In this sequence, he created a secret police called OVRA for the suppression of opposition party. All the opposition leaders were implicated in false cases. To understand the Mussolini's home policy, we have to understand the syndicate system. Syndicate system. Under this system, the fascist government established cooperation between the capitalists and the workers. For this, 13 syndicates were established, in which six belongs to capitalists, 6 to the peasant and laborers, and 1 from the other groups. The objective behind this was the class of coordination and the control over economic sphere. Syndicate means a group of people having united objective. Syndicate system was basically for the improvement of class coordination and to speed up the process of decision. Mussolini directly contacted all the syndicates, therefore decision making became very fast, and at the same time it finally speed up the process of industrialization. Now we have to understand the functions of syndicate. The function was to fix the rate of wage, setting the work hour, ensuring the facilities of tourism, entertainment, insurance, health, etc. And by this, finally to ban the strike. Mussolini successfully created industrial environment. Now the production of export increased and it was visible. Mussolini had established the motor vehicle industry, Fiat, and it was very popular in Italy. He imposed double tax on American motors, due to which Fiat dominated the European market. Lastly, the foreign policy of Mussolini. Mussolini understood the population was growing and there was a need for the resources. And for this, Mussolini had planned expansion in the Mediterranean region and Africa. In order to accomplish this goal, he established control over the territories of the part of Fiume city and the port of Albania. He also controlled the African country of Ethiopia in 1937. Mussolini made a deal with Hitler in the year 1936 by resigning from the League of Nations. Thus, he created the Rome-Berlin axis. Italy was trying to rectify the past. By this, we have understood about the rise of Nazism and the Fascism, which was the impact of the First World War, which was in the period of interwar from the year 1919 to 1939. By this, I am going to conclude my video here. If you find my video interesting, kindly like, share and subscribe. Thank you.